So
Hello, good afternoon. This is Plain San Felix, and I welcome you to Kenya News Alert TV, whereby we wanna maybe talk about a little bit of politics, and I welcome you here with me. I am with my guest today. I would like him to introduce himself as we progress. Hello, sir.
hello.
Hello, sir. Yeah, unaitwa nani? Unatokea sehemu gani?
My name is Joseph Gitonga. I am a political activist and the coordinator of Bunge la Mwananchi in the Republic of Kenya. So I'm also a political analyst. I've written some books and some articles for the newspapers. I write sometimes for the Daily Nation and the Standard, but those are they publish according to their. I'm not employed there. Yes. So today I want to cover the topic of the dilemma of Rigathi Gachagua. You see, at this time in the Republic, in as much as people are preoccupied with the subtopics and the side shows of Rigathi's purportedly hate speech remarks, those will not be the determinants of the big picture. The big picture is the elections of 2027, and the elections of 27 hinge upon Rigathi's decision. Hello, what will Rigathi, whom will Rigathi support? The dilemma is brought by the fact that Rigathi Gachagua is not constitutionally allowed to be in the ballot. Yet he has the support of nearly a quarter of the country's population, and not just support, but a fanatical support. Okay? So here is a man with $1 billion shillings in his pocket, but he's told that you can't spend it yourself. You must give it to somebody. So it is a very interesting dilemma. Even historically, this will be one of those issues that will be analyzed and reanalyzed by historians. A man who had the majority of votes as per one block, because the Kikuyus are the biggest population of Kenya. They are a quarter, and all of them have decided that they are going to give their votes to Rigathi. Let nobody cheat you. But Rigathi has been bad. Sasa hawezi kusimama. He has only one option: to give them to somebody and try to maximize his benefits. So in the field, sahi kuna watu wawili. There are two people. Out of all the
You know, when you say that in the field there are only
two people.
when you are saying that in the field we have got only two people, of the two people we don't know how many people are in the field.
There are only two. we exclude the jokers because, of course, there are many jokers. There are people like Okia Mtata, who is a joker.
Wait. What makes Onkia Omtata be a joker when it comes to in any presidential elections? But I'm very sure that he's qualified to vie for presidency.
Qualification. It's not about qualification. Qualification, there are many people who are very qualified, much better than us politicians and activists. But who has the numbers? Okia Mtata does not have a voting bloc. Right now, this is a serious phase of the election. Hapa si ujinga na mchezo. Hapa si mambo ya maandamano, si mambo ya Boniface Mwangi na Okia Mtata na kina Gitonga. Here, you have to have a voting bloc, a reliable voting bloc. I talked about a vanguard. Now there are like 5 men or 6 men. Let me say 7 men I can mention who are voting blocks. Starting from the last, there are people like that guy who is Natembea. Natembea has the Bukusu voting bloc. He's a governor. He has captured the emotions of people. He can fill a stadium. He has a reliable voting bloc. That is nani. You see, huyu jamaa anaitwa the Bukusu. The Bukusu are people who have determined elections. Luyas are not just a Luya. They are divided into 24 sub-tribes. But the biggest sub-tribe is the Bukusu. The Bukusu occupy Bungoma and Kitale. And Natembea is their leader. So he has a voting bloc. That's number 1. Number 2, there is Matiang'i. Matiang'i has the Kisii bloc, the Kisii vote. Kisiis are very excited with the Matiang'i. He has captured their imagination. He has proved himself. He's going to be there. So he's reliable. He has numbers. Naona. Number 3, we have Kalonzo Musyoka. Kalonzo Musyoka has the Kamba vote. And the 5th largest community in Kenya. So he's a serious guy who can give you serious numbers. From there we have, of course, now the big two, the people we call the big two. Raila Amolo Odinga, that's a person with a political party that is spread all over the country. The Luo vanguard, the Luyas of Busia, and 3/4 of the Luyas of Kakamega, the coastal people, the Maasai, some of the 3/4 of the Maasai. Then he has a serious numbers, political mover and shaker. That's part of the big two. Those are the people, the real horses. And then you have, of course, with his Kalenjin backing and his power as the president, a mover and shaker, undoubtedly one of the big horses. So now, among these, Rigath's opponent is Ruto. Yani the person he cannot ally with, except through a handshake, is Ruto. Okay? But now, apart from Ruto, which alliance will Rigathi must give these votes, the Kikuyu votes, to somebody, kwa sababu hawezi simama yeye mwenyewe. Sasa, now there are, apart from the president, there remain 4 contenders. I had said 3, but there are 4. I had said today we are going to discuss, specifically today we are going to discuss Kalonzo and Matiang'i. But before we come to that, let us first of all visit the other options. I said once that the best option for Rigathi Gachagua is actually Raila Odinga. That will be the winning formula. Hizi zingine ni kujaribu. The other ones, they are a contest. But if he were to ally with Raila Odinga, there will be no contest. it will be a go-go. Okay? But the paradox is this. The Kikuyus do not vote. They don't go to the ballot to vote for anybody or for development. The Kikuyus go to vote against Raila Odinga. Ile kitu inaamshaga Mkikuyu.
Kuna kitu yenye ulikaribia kumention hapa, and it was a little bit sensitive, whereby you could mention kingpins. Can we say that?
Yes.
From some of the communities. Mbona hukusema Mudavadi ama Wetangula?
Okay, that's a very good question. Wetangula and Mudavadi, let us now mention first of all their background. Wetangula is supposed to represent the Luyas of Bungoma and Kitale. But now Natembeya has eaten all the food from the plate of Wetangula. Wetangula is no longer a relevant person in the politics of Kenya. He has been whitewashed. His decision to back Ruto and the emergence of Natembeya has rendered Wetangula completely irrelevant. He is going to disappear from the annals of history. You will never see Wetangula again on your television screen.
Yes.
He will be requesting you for an interview, and you will be running away very fast. That is Wetangula.
Yes, but you see, Luya is the entire Luya nation.
Yes. I'm telling you, Wetangula, I'm not Mudavadi. Wetangula and Natembeya, they eat from the same plate. They are Bukusus. Wetangula's strength has always been that he can control the Bukusu vote. And Wetangula is the one who actually made Kibaki to get votes, apart from the Kikuyu, in 2007, by leading the Bukusu to rebel against the ODM wave. So that's where Wetangula came into prominence. But now the Bukusu vote has shifted to Natembeya. That's a very serious subtopic that people are not discussing, but it is a very serious.
Does it mean the Natembeya has affected the Luya nation yet?
No, like Busia, you cannot affect Busia. The support of Busia, the Raila Odinga in Busia, is more than even in Nyanza. There are 3 counties in Western Province. There is Busia, Kitale, Busia, Kakamega, wachana na Vihiga. Busia, Kakamega, and Bungoma. Bungoma is bigger. It's the biggest. Busia, they are fanatical Raila supporters. Kakamega, half of them go for Raila. So Natembeya has not affected Kakamega and Busia. He has affected Bungoma. It is very important to understand that. And Bungoma used to belong to Wetangula. Now it has shifted. The people that are called the Bukusu. Unaelewa hiyo maneno? Sasa we come to Mudavadi. Mudavadi has always lost the support anyway of Kakamega people. They prefer Raila to Mudavadi. So Mudavadi must be held by Raila for the Luyas to vote for him. Okay? The Luyas always want to see their man in the podium. And the easiest person to put on that podium has always been Mudavadi. But he doesn't have the charisma to move people, to call even a meeting. He must be called by somebody. If it is not Raila, it is Ruto who is holding him. He is a puppet. And there must be a hand that is holding the puppet. So I think we have dealt with your question.
Yes. Thank you for that. And this is what I'm also in need of knowing. Thank you so much. We have got these 3 prominent people, Matiang'i, Kalonzo, and Rigathi Gachagua. Of the 3 Luya kingpins we have by now, who is powerful between the three Luya kingpins, who is powerful to control Luya nation and direct them to a certain direction? Maybe when they could support one of the prominent people we are talking about.
First of all, we don't have anything called the Luya nation. To say the Luya, yes, Luya community or Luya anything, to say that the Luya unity has always been a very elusive topic, and there is no answer. Nobody can unify the Luya, because some Luya groups are more close to the Luo than they are even to their fellow Luyas. So the Luyas will always remain divided, not because they don't want unity, but because in the very first place hakuna kitu inaitwa Waluya. Ni kama kusema Nilots. Kuna kitu inaitwa Nilot? Hakuna. You cannot say that I'm calling a meeting of Nilots or I'm calling a meeting of Bantus. They are Kikuyus wako, kuna Wakamba, lakini hakuna Nilots. Hivyo hakuna kitu inaitwa Waluya. They are only Bukusus. Hivyo lazima wataje sasa Tiriki, nani, hivyo. Kwa hivyo there is nothing like the Luya nation. Kusema Luya nation ni kama kusema the unity of Africa.
But sir, thank you so much. But sir, you see, in Kenya, everything is affected by political, yes. Even the economy, in fact, everything is under political moves. I believe that for somebody like Alonso, stepping backward, maybe stepping back to give someone else a chance to vie, it can happen, yes, but it is a little bit, yes, not convincing. Do you really think he is such, maybe he is in the position of maybe giving out this chance to someone else?
That's where we come now to where I was moving. Kalonzo cannot by himself win the election, but Kalonzo is a very serious contender and might actually become the president of the republic if he's serious. And actually he's in a very well-placed position, because Rigathi will have to give the Kikuyu support. Yes. He will have to give it to somebody, and he might give it to Kalonzo, because Kalonzo has very many qualities that would make somebody trust him. For one, the Kikuyu nation can vote for Kalonzo comfortably. He has worked with them. Nani confessed, Ruto confessed that he tried to woo Kalonzo before wooing Raila, and Kalonzo refused. So he has qualities he showed, number one, he hates Ruto, and that is a quality that the Kikuyus will buy. Number two, he's not Raila. Number three, he's a churchman. Number four, he's with them. He's already with the Wamnyoro. He's already with the Kikuyus. He's already working with them. And he's believable. He's senior. He's a dove. He's not a hawk. He's lovable. He knows negotiations. He's experienced. He has money. All these are very important qualities. He has the whole Kamba community, and he has led them for a very long time. He controls a very big by area. Kalonzo is the one who controls the biggest area in the republic, from pipeline mpaka Mombasa. Hiyo yote ni ya Kalonzo. So he's a very serious contender, number one. Number two, the Kikuyus will back him. That's the most important thing. Without the Kikuyu vote, he will not be a serious contender. But with the Kikuyu vote, he might even become the president very easily. Very easily.
At some point, inanikalia a little bit confusing between these individuals, because when I see all of them have got the potential. But why do you think people do believe that Rigathi Gachagua anaweza, okay, in case ya kiingia kwa hii kiti, anaweza fail kudeliver vizuri kwa sababu maybe anaweza taka kurevenge? There is some of the individuals do believe that nani ako bitter, Rigathi Gachagua ako bitter. Do you really think Rigathi Gachagua ako bitter?
Very much. In fact, not only do I believe that he is bitter, but I do believe, and I'm very convinced, that Rigathi wants this nation to go to a civil war. Rigathi wants this nation to burn. The only route that Rigathi actually believes in is not even ati kupea mtu mwingine hizi kura. These are our hypotheses. Plani yake sio hizo. Plani yake ni ku make the country burn. Rigathi will only rejoice when he sees a house in Rift Valley when it is in flames. That's the only time Rigathi will be happy. And I will give you the reason why he will be happy. It's not just a kihasira kia ujinga. That's a well-calculated political move, and some Machiavellians might have actually advised that. It will work for him very well, because I'll give you the reasons. Ask your question first. I'm going to tell you why Kenya has to ban for Rigathi to rejoice. And it is not empty. He might even be a good person, but his only route.
Sir, you know Kenya is not such small. Kenya is very big. And it really depends on these people either to shape up, to make a step, ama kuanguka kabisa. Do you know that Kenya is now, as I see, Kenya inaka at a risky stage, whereby maybe it really depends on our decision, and also depends on the ability of those leaders to deliver, unaona, good services and a political aspects zenye zinaweza fanya Kenya iende a step forward. Remember, we are a third world country. Any choice yenye these people wanaweza fanya na sisi wenyewe kama wananchi inaweza changia vizuri sana to make a move or not. But you see, Rigathi Gachagua amekuwa akililia sana nchi, na amekuwa at some point akijaribu ku-enlighten watu. He has been enlightening people over these issues, na vile government ina run services, na vile government ina mess, na vile government imekuwa ikifeli na vitu zingine. Some of the individuals now wako informed kuhusiana na the way government inafanya mambo. Unaona? Na at some point kuna vitu mingi ambavyo Rigathi Gachagua alikuwa anaelewa kwa serikali, ambavyo at some point asha disclose to people, na the government right now tunaweza at some point watu wengi wanaweza believe kwamba haina usiri anymore. Because remember, even in your family, when one of your family members decides to leak information concerning the family, then that will be the moment even the privacy of the family haiko strong. Right now imekuwa like ni kama bado viongozi wako kwa campaign. Rais mwenyewe at some point anaanza kuambiwa ni kama kwa campaign. Unaona? How will this problem come to an end? Another thing, hakuna mtu mwenye anatamani if possible Kenya iende kwa vita. Unanielewa? Na hiyo story yenye maybe Gachagua aliwahi sema kwamba ati 2007 ilikuwa kama Christmas party. Hakuna mtu mwenye hiyo kitu, I believe watu walimuinterpret vibaya. Unaona? Kwa saa hii chenye maybe most of the individuals want to see ni zile promises zenye kwa mfano rais alipeana watu, na watu walikuwa so eager kuzifanya nini? Kuziona zikikuwa delivered. Unanielewa? Hazijakuwa delivered hadi saa hii, some of them. But at the same time government imefanya kazi, lakini ni kama haionekani kwa watu. Unanielewa? How do you really think these people wanaenda ku come up with a strategy ya the three people, Matiang'i, Kalonzo na Gachagua, wanaenda ku come up na strategy inaweza convince even the public kwamba the way these people wamefanya nini, wame make a strategy inaweza piga nje ya president Ruto, kwa sababu unajua kwa saa hii people don't want any promises anymore. Watu wamechoka na mapromise. Let me tell you the truth. Saa hii hata ukikuja hapo niambie Felix, this is what I want maybe to give you. Ni vigumu mimi kukuamini kama sioni ukinipea. Unanielewa? Ni which strategy do you really think these people wanaweza come nayo yenye inaweza osha President William Ruto? Yaani kumwosha, yani kumovertake. Kwa sababu President William Ruto was not born yesterday. He is very smart when it comes to politics.
Number one, is one thing that you are ignoring, and I'm keeping on telling you, but you seem to be in a utopia whereby you think that these secondary things matter. It doesn't matter. The economy doesn't matter at this stage, and I'm sorry to tell you that. What matters is your security.
What do you mean that the economy doesn't matter at this stage?
Kenya is on its route to ban.
But remember, the economy is
I'm supporting Rigathi in one aspect, okay? That Kenya must ban for Rigathi to be relevant, and Rigathi will not remain irrelevant. Hizi mabiashara zenye mnafanya hapa,
kwani
hizi mabiashara ni za bure. I'm telling you. Already Kenyans think that it is business as usual. It's not business as usual. Hiyo ni kuambie tu mapema. What these people cannot see, it is like an asteroid coming to hit the earth. Na wewe unaendelea ku project your business models for 10 years. Okay. And the asteroid will hit us next month.
Right now, what people want to hear is that who will really help this nation? Who will fix this nation? Tafadhali, address your issue.
Okay, you are telling me who will fix the nation. Sawa. I can address that issue very comfortably. But sasa itasaidia na nini, and we won't be there?
We shall be there.
Rigathi is inciting the Kikuyus so much so that if you go to Central Province today wamengojea tu kuambiwa chukueni mapanga. Hiyo tu ndio wamengojea kuambiwa. Wamengojea tu kuambiwa sasa chukua panga. Na if Rigathi says chukueni mapanga, Wakikuyu watachukua. I will not tell you that atihana support. I will not put you in a false utopia. Nikwambia sijui Kindiki, sijui ati kuna wengine wanabakia wana support Ruto, hapana. Rigathi is radicalizing, weaponizing and preparing the Kikuyus for war.
Wait. Na vile mimi mwenyewe ninamwamini hivi because I have been also being one of his best followers, nikijaribu kumsikiza wakati anapeana some of the information concerning the way the government is running services. So you want to say that this guy ni mtu mwenye anaweza foster kumwaga damu Kenya?
You are saying that has he been constructive in his economic criticisms of the nation? You see, like if you call a certain doctor somebody, he'll tell you the GDP of Kenya is here. This is where we were. This is where we were going. Let us now go to the industry of farming, where we need to increase the production of such and such a commodity. Maybe tourism. Our income is this. Our expenditures are this. Maybe the government is spending too much in recurrent. Those are the talks of an economist. Wao umesikia Rigathi anatopea figures ama tu anasema it's just telling people the government has failed. The government has done very well, by the way. Number one, we as activists, I came to activism because I was supporting the Unga revolution. That's how I became an activist, to fight for the price of unga. Now, Ruto did the miracle ya kuteremsha bei ya unga from 200 shillings to 60. Kwa nini watu hawasemagi hiyo? Aliteremsha 200.
Ni duka gani hiyo? Ni duka gani hiyo inauza unga 60? Ni duka gani inauza unga 60?
Kwani unga kilo moja inatoka pesa ngapi? inatoka 65.
Acha.
Ai, siwa.
Uko sure tukienda kwa duka sasa hivi tunaweza pata unga na 60 bob?
Kwani unga wewe unakaa ukulagi ugali? Unga ni 65 kila mahali. Everywhere unga is 65. Na it used to be 200. I'm telling you. Na ni Ruto ndio alituma. Si hawa, wacha hata Kibaki. Ruto also amefanya another miracle. Easy affordable housing. Uhuru could not do it. Right now, affordable housing is an option for everybody. Watu walikuwa nasema zitaenda kwa wadosi. Si ni kweli? People used to say zinaenda kwa wadosi. But now, easy affordable housing, my friend, zimekuwa an option. Today, it is Ruto who was talking. Akasema, they are cheaper than the other ones. Yani, in your menu of the houses zenye unataka kwenda kukomboa, saa hii, more and more as we continue, utakuwa unajiuliza ni komboa ya serikali ama ya mtu. Ruto has made that to be a reality. Why don't you talk about that? Okay? Ruto amefanya okay, Ruto aliachia economy. Do you know when Uhuru was going, Uhuru was an economic saboteur. Alijenga mabarabara nyingi sana na tukamshangilia na madeni akijua mtu mwingine atakuja analipa. Yaani ni kama hiyo hoteli, my friend. Yeah. Unaona hizi chakula zetu tunakula hapa? Nikuachie bill.
Wacha kwanza. What do you mean by that? So do you really think that kati ya watu watatu wenye tunazungumzia saa hii hakuna mwenye anaweza kuja fix hii issue at once maybe?
Sinakwambia Uhuru aliachia Ruto bill. Unaona? Alafu sasa Ruto tukamshika mashati. Na bill sasa by the time Ruto ana explainia watu hapana waiter. Ilikuwa ya Ruto ya Uhuru ndio tulikula na yeye. Uhuru is not there, ameretire from politics. Sasa sisi tukaanza kukimbisha Ruto. Ruto amejaribu huyo jamaa. Madeni akaanza akaambia watu lazima nilipe hizi. Amelipa. Aya, ameteremsha bei ya unga, ametupatia affordable housing. Ameendelea. He has kept the country together. He made an all-inclusive government. Bring stability to Kenya. Except Wamnyoro'S. Every other Kenyan is stable. We are criticizing this government until the Tanzanians, they are preaching our democracy to their parliament. They are discussing every day how Kenya is democratic, is over-democratic. Mko mnasema human rights. Enda uliza wa Tanzania. They will tell you how good we are. Because that's what they discuss. Kuanzia asubuhi mpaka jioni. Na yeye Ruto akawaambia, that's how we are. Si tuko namna hiyo. Hawa watu wanani-criticize, hiyo ni kawaida. Hata Wamnyoro'S. Even if Rigathi akikriticize, that's okay. But Ruto, at the end of the day, has performed exceptionally. Corruption in Kenya, everybody comes promising kumaliza corruption. Okay? Hata Kibaki. Kwa hawa mapresident wengine, they had a major scandal. Kibaki alikuwa na Anglo leasing, Moi alikuwa na Golden Bag, nani alikuwa na gani? Ruto is the only president mwenye hana any major scandal. Yes, you say this and this, but nobody has said particularly.
Hiyo utatuprovia. I want you to ask a very simple question. Between Gachagua, Matiang'i and Kalonzo Musyoka, who do you really think anaweza maliza corruption in the country?
Gachagua. Give me the options again.
Kalonzo and Matiang'i, who do you really think akikuwa president hivi? Kwanza hata some of the individuals wanaweza poteza mali yao kwenda kwa serikali.
That is a good question. Okay, Kalonzo, number one, has been in government for a long time. He was the vice president. He was in Moi's government. He was Raila's running mate. Na of all those times, there was no time corruption went down. So Kalonzo is just an old guard. In the leadership of Kalonzo, expect things to remain the same. Expect the nation to remain stable. Expect a modicum of lip service to corruption. But Kalonzo is just part of the system. He will not change anything. Lakini hata haribu chochote. There will be peace. Amani itakuwa, stability itakuwa, and some people might like that because you will be able to predict where you will be tomorrow, because hata lete vita, kila mtu ampenda Kalonzo, hata Wajaluo hakuna mtu apendi Kalonzo, but kupendwa na kila mtu is a weakness, because hakuna mtu who is fanatically attached to you. Unaona kwa nini Wamnyoro wanafanya hizo mambo za ku-incite? It's not that ati anapenda vita. Hapana, it's just a political strategy, because in politics you need a solid following, a vanguard. To get this vanguard, ni lazima you fight people against people.
Hapo lazima at least ufanye hata viewers waelewe. Aje.
To get a vanguard, for example, Raila, his vanguard, anaiambiaga the Kikuyus are the problem. I will tell you that. I'm a Raila supporter, but I see that is the strategy. 41 against 1. Wakikuyu, they were favored. Wakikuyu, they have been in this economy. The Kikuyus are the problem. By doing that, he gets the rest of the country. Maybe Mkikuyu alinunua shamba yako, hata hako kunyang'anya. But sasa, because now your anger has been directed at something, people have a tendency of voting against, not for, against.
Wait. Hapo ndio nataka turudi. Nataka tuende pole pole.
Haezi pata a vanguard. You see, even in salesmanship, selling to everybody is selling to nobody. Kuuzia kila mtu ni kuuzia nobody. Unaona? Ninaweza kuwa, unaona kama watu wanapita hapa, kunaweza kuwa ya kwamba mtu anataka anatafuta labda soda. Okay? Lakini unasema niko na vitu zote. Huyo mtu mwenye anatafuta soda, he will go to somebody with a soda, mwenye amedisplay soda. Unaona? Like wewe mwenye unauza vitu zote na aoni, hataona. Because anataka kusikia jina soda. Kwa hivyo kwa siasa, people vote mostly out of anger. Anger will move you more than more than the other happiness, okay? So if you show people whom they will hate, they will love you. Unaona Raila says Kikuyus. Na Rigathi na Wakikuyu, they say Jaluo.
Let me ask you. Mimi hapo nimekuelewa. But I really want you to umenipatia option ya kwanza Kalonzo na some of his aspects zenye zinaweza fanya those things zenye zinaweza fanyika akiwa kama president, lakini umesema corruption hawezi maliza. What about Matiang'i?
Okay, Matiang'i was part of the system ya Uhuru. He was the cabinet secretary for internal security, education. There was nobody who was so powerful like Matiang'i. And you are given 2 major ministries to run. He was the government. He was actually running the government.
It was not easy.
Na haikuwa Uhuru, it was Matiang'i. He had the brains. Before that, he was in IT. Yani, internal security. In Matiang'i's government, expect democratic space to shrink to zero. Expect democratic space to shrink to zero.
Wacha kwanza. Why did you just say that?
When Matiang'i was internal security, tulikuwa tunafanya hapa press conference hapa 680, tulikuwa tunatolewa. Unaona vile tunafanya sasa hivi. In Matiang'i saizi polisi wangekuwa wamekuja na wanatushika. Sai. The way we are sitting together here drinking sodas, hivyo angekuja na watushike hapa. That is Matiang'i for you. That is hiyo. Lakini economy, mambo ya economy.
Yani, wacha kwanza, achana kwanza usiende before economy. Why do you really think what is this convincing you that Matiang'i akiingia kwa hii kitu hivi democracy tashrink?
You see the others we are gazing. Unaona kali gadhi we are gazing what he might do or might. He was just the vice president, but the most powerful person was Matiang'i. Rigathi alikuwa vice president wa Ruto na Ruto hakuwa anampea space. But Matiang'i, Uhuru folded his hand. Matiang'i ran the government. Matiang'i shrank the economic space. Matiang'i ndio alileta hizi problems zote zenye unaona, bei ya unga kupanda, bei ya commodities kupanda.
Wacha kwanza wacha kwanza wait. Matiang'i angeharibuaje economy na alikuwa minister of education, akakuwa minister of security. Sasa economy inaingililia aje hapo?
Hizi ma ministry unaonaga sijui nani, arid and semi-arid, sijui health, hakuna ministry ya maana hapo. The only ministry that there is in Kenya is the Ministry of Internal Security. You'd rather be made Minister for Internal Security than the Vice President. The Internal Security is the one that controls my PC, my DC, police, anybody who carries anything, Makajo, and he was also in education, and he was Uhuru's chief advisor. Kwa hivyo Matiang'i is not bringing anything new. Tuongee kitu kuhusu kitu kingine, mtu mwingine. But now
acha kwanza, sijui mbona acha kwanza. Unajua sisi kitu yenye inaumiza nchi saa hii ni vile hata chenye kinaumiza rais wetu saa hii, I'm telling you the truth. Ni economy na corruption. Truly, hata akui mzuri aje, haezi manage. But now this is the question. Bado ni kama mimi sija feel convinced. Hata mwenye ako hapa, mwenye nakutazama, you can also comment there, giving out your... Okay. Sasa kama saa hii hapa, I can see some of the comments. Ruben Manyange anasema Matiang'i. Samuel Wambua anasema my vote is Kalonzo Musyoka for president, Matiang'i for deputy president. Hapa kuna mwenye anaitwa Alphonse. Samuel Wambua anasema my vote is Kalonzo Musyoka for president, Matiang'i for deputy president. Hapa Alphonse Mwenda anasema ukweli Kalonzo anatosha kuongoza Kenya, akiwa na Kibaki walisimamisha Kenya wakiwa ikiwa imeharibika 2007 na economy kasimama. It's time hakukuwa na abduction ni wakati wa Kenya ni wakati wa Kenya tumtazame Kalonzo zaidi saa hii sasa if possible. Alafu hapa kuna mwenye anaitwa Moses Mwaura, that man is not sincere, it is need with listening to it's okay. Amesema huko sincere. Mimi kuna vile hujamconvince story ya Matiang'i. Haya. Moses Mwaura anasema okay, ndio amesema you are not sincere. Pastor Francis Mtaani amesema Kalonzo anatosha. Moses Mwaura anasema that man is machinery. You are machinery. You are machinery. Please, siko baya. Unajua yeah, at some point. Sasa I want you to... They are very friendly though.
I've enjoyed that, the fact that they are not going for maybe body shaming. Unajua kuna watu wengine they body shame, wanaongea matusi.
And that is part of some of the individuals' habits. But that is not our point. This is what I want you to... This is... Wait. This is tell these people wenye wanakutazama saa hii. Matiang'i vile alichangia kuharibu economy ya Kenya. Hiyo sasa ndio kitu hata mimi ninataka if possible hao wenye wako hapa wachangie. Unaona? tuweke vizuri kulingana na according to your understanding. Yes, he was just an interior wa police, civil security. Alikuwa in education, unaona, na alichangiaje sasa na mambo na economy, na ilifikaje hadi aka contribute ku control government ya President Ruto, na baadaye utuambie mbona huu unaona hawezi kuwa the best option for presidency in the country right now.
First of all, Matiang'i is Uhuru, because before you knew Matiang'i, before you knew Uhuru, haukuwa unajua Matiang'i. It is only when Uhuru came to presidency that he appointed Matiang'i na akamfanya na akaanza kwanza akampea IT. IT akafanya vizuri, and then he was given education akafanya vizuri, ndio akapewa internal security. So Matiang'i ni mtoto wa Uhuru, na then he became a close advisor of Uhuru. Kwa hivyo makosa yote yenye Uhuru alifanya ililetwa na Matiang'i. He was the most trusted advisor. At one point, Uhuru folded his hands and Matiang'i ran the government. If you remember very well, Matiang'i was the greatest enemy of Ruto, and Rigathi yeye ndio alikuwa anawashika. At one point, aliambia Rigathi atoe nguo zote. Matiang'i's own words, words of Rigathi Gachagua, yes, recorded on TV. Yeah. Matiang'i ali-instruct watu wamtoe nguo. He remained naked in front of his family. Familia ya Rigathi Gachagua wamemuona, wewe uone baba yako na ukue forced.
Hiyo kitu ni real.
Siulize Rigathi, don't ask me. Si Rigathi unakuwa naye kwa hii podcast. Ask him when he visit your house, because alisema kwa TV. Matiang'i told people to strip Rigathi naked. Si ati mambo mingi in front of his children. Wewe imagine umetoa nguo, mtoto wako anakuona vile ulizaliwa na anakuwa forced.
What was the reason behind that issue?
Because Matiang'i's methods za kutesa watu. Nyinyi mnasema Ruto is abducting. There is no evidence. But huyu ni mtu there is evidence. Kwa sababu now he is not in government, let him revisit the story. Sasa atuambie kama alitudanganya ama sasa atusimulie ilienda aje step by step. Wachana na ya Boniface Mwangi inaweza kuwa imewekwa chumvi na sukari. Lakini sasa get it from the lion's perspective. Unaelewa? Rigathi alitolewa nguo zote. Kama venye unaenda kuoga mwili mbele ya familia yake by the direction of Matiang'i. Na Rigathi akatoambia kwa TV. Kwa hivyo inakuharibu sasa, ikuharibu economy. Matiang'i was running the government, na at that time unasema Ruto ati alipandisha bei ya vitu. Things zilishoot for Ruto ndio aingie hivi. Ulikuwa unaenda unajua mafuta ya liquid ungi anunua because of vile inapanda sana. Mimi nilikuwa najaribu kupika chapati bila kuweka mafuta. Do you remember that time? 2022 ikianza 2021 tukaribia election. Chapati hazikuwa zinauzwa. Hawa watu wenye wanazululisha chapati hawa Burundi wenye wanazululisha mandazi hakukuwa ungiaweza kuafford mafuta, so people try to use commodities that it include mafuta. Hata chipo ziliacha kuuzwa wakati wa Matiang'i akienda kumaliza. Mimi sisemi wakati wa Uhuru, wakati wa Matiang'i ameshawahi kuwa president kwa nchi. Kwa hivyo there is nothing new he's going to bring. Nothing.
Totally nothing.
Thing he's going to do is he will take the Kikuyu vote. Hiyo nayo atafanya. Because the person who is backing him ni Uhuru. Now Uhuru is ready to give Matiang'i money And there is a section of the elitist Kikuyu. Unajua watu wanadanganywa ni wale wa poorest poor.
Let me question you. Let me ask you.
So the rich Kikuyus don't buy Rigathis incitement.
Okay. Let me just ask you. You see, we want to work with facts. Si hatutaki kuongelelea vitu zenye zinakaa imaginary. Tuongelele na vitu kama facts. Everybody in this country amekuwa akiacha legacy na history. Huyu mwenye una propose kwamba ndiye anafaa kukua kama president wa Kenya. Yes? Okay. Wait. Niruhusu niongee nimalize. In the country right now, we have got many leaders wenye wamekuwa na wametoka na wengine wanataka kuingia. Some of them walikuwa kama ma-CJ, wengine walikuwa sijui ni walikuwa wamepatiwa vyeo vipi kwa serikali. Unaona? Na Matiang'i is one of those people wenye wako proposed. Na Matiang'i never stood and said, this is my time, I want also to vie. But ni watu wali propose. Wakenya wenyewe walisema tafadhali kuja. Why do you really think watu wanakuwa convinced kuanza kupropose story ya Matiang'i? Sawa? If possible, akwe president wa Kenya. Through even social media we could see the way people wanamuingililia. Wewe kama ukuji tutakukujia sijui nini. Wewe ndo tunataka. You see somebody like Matiang'i amewahi tengeneza ka history.
Matiang'i's name vying for president came up during the Gen Z. During the Gen Z demos, upon the first proposal for Matiang'i to become president came from. The reason was because the Gen Zs waliulizwa mnataka nani basi. And the Gen Z said Matiang'i. So Matiang'i was the Gen Z candidate. Why did the Gen Zs say Matiang'i?
Why?
Because the Gen Z demo was funded by Uhuru. It was Uhuru's plan to oust Ruto. The Gen Z demo was an attempted coup. It was an attempted coup. Walikuwa wanataka kubendua serikali. Ilikuwa ni Uhuru anataka kubendua serikali, amuondoe Ruto, aweke mtu wake Matiang'i. The civil society had always been there. Let me tell you how the civil society.
Wait, before even you make a step ahead, will you mind if you justify your statement?
I will tell you this and I will repeat. The Gen Z's demo was an attempt by Uhuru Kenyatta to overthrow the government of Kenya by proxy, using the Gen Z in quotes, the Gen Z being the civil society. To do the coup, he needed a few ingredients. Number one, he had the money, but he needed demonstrators, people who can be relied upon. Uhuru and the civil society wakakuwa ni kama ugali na mboga, because the civil society also now wanakuwa wanataka kubendua serikali through a revolution, but they don't have money. Okay? Na yeye Uhuru anataka kubendua serikali through the revolution. He has money, but he doesn't have the people with that kind of knowledge. Unajua, you can have the masses, and Uhuru also had some masses. You can have a lot of people, like the Kikuyus, they have a lot of numbers, but they don't have demonstrators. The only sources of demonstrators in Kenya are two. Number one, ODM, Raila. Number two, the civil society. Outside that group, you don't have any other demonstrators. So Uhuru could not convince Raila to do demos. The only other people who were available to do the demos were the civil society. Civil society through came with the idea of Z. And I was in that WhatsApp group. Na Mutunga akaniondoa, akanitukana. And I remember the name used was misogynous. Baka saizi natafuta jina ya what is the meaning of misogynous, because that's what he told me. This is misogynous. I can show you the WhatsApp.
Wait. Unajua sasa hapa ndio tunataka kuelewa. Wacha kwanza. Hapa ndio tunataka kuelewa. Kidogo. Utaendelea. You see, at some point we really need to go step by step for us to get the full information. Remember, some of the individuals here, they don't know and they don't have that information. When it's okay, when you say that these Gen Z protests were funded and were fostered by the former president, and maybe he had that intention of his own people to take over the government.
He wanted to take over the presidency. You imagine when the Gen Z the Gen Z is a cause. Ni watu wanataka clean government, wanataka transparency na wanataka democracy. Na of course they are demonstrators, kwa hivyo wanashikwa and they quote the constitution. Alafu wanaulizwa who is the nini? Si basi hata wangesema nani Okia Mtata. And then they say the most dictatorial person in Kenya, Matiang'i. Wewe what will be the reasoning? We niambie a rapist amepelekwa, mtu amekuwa raped alafu ameenda kotini na amestaki, alafu anaulizwa ni nani ndio unataka akutake care ukiwa hospitalini, unasema mwenye alikurepu. Tutasema nini? Wewe kichwa yako ni mzuri, unataka akurepu tena kwani? That is what the Gen Z did. Sasa wanaulizwa who do you want to be president? Ule jamaa mwenye alikuwa mbaya sana. I am telling you, mimi si mtu wa kuambiwa. I was in the original WhatsApp group when the president said that it is Ford Foundation which is funding. People disbelieve the president, but hii ilifanya uchunguzi na mimi hata bila hiyo uchunguzi, let me mention to you 10 individuals you don't know who are in that WhatsApp group. Na ndio walikuwa wanaongoza the thought. That was a thinking process. Willy Mutunga was the head. Wachana na watu wengine. Willy Mutunga, the father of the civil society. You know, most people they just say up. The father of, unaweza ukatukana mtu mwingine kwa civil society, usitukane Willy Mutunga is the head. Aya, kwa hiyo WhatsApp group, me I was called by Al-Amin Kimanthi. Al-Amin Kimanthi, tukijaribu kusherekea siku ya Kimanthi, February 26 hapa. So Al-Amin, na aliniweka kwa WhatsApp nikatolewa, akaniweka tena nikatolewa, mara ya tatu aliponiweka na ni Willy Mutunga